Alright y'all, we're going to be doing the timing belt in this 1995 Toyota Camry. And before we start working on the timing belt, we're going to release the coolant. And the way you do that is, right down here y'all, there's a little drain plug. Can you see the wings on it right there? That little white thing down there, I have the light on. Those are the wings to the drain plug or petcock. You want to unscrew that drain plug so that the coolant will drain out. You want to have a drain pan under it. I also have a drip pan under the drain pan in case there are any splashes. After I unscrew that drain plug or petcock, I'll then take the cap off the radiator so it can drain through a little quicker. Okay, it's draining out, and I sped up the process by just loosening the radiator cap and placing it on top. So I just let her drain for a while until she drains out. And now we're going to fill it up with some coolant. Fill the radiator up with whatever you use in your Toyota. I just used the green or yellow type. SuperTech from Walmart. You want to use a mix of 50% coolant and 50% distilled water to fill up the coolant system or radiator. This is the first time I'm using a no-spill funnel because I think it's better at evacuating the air in the system. This no-spill funnel comes with a series of caps and fittings, and you have to figure out which one fits your car. Now I'm going to start filling it. You want to slowly fill the radiator. Make sure your petcock is nice and secure at the bottom of your radiator. And y'all, antifreeze or coolant is dangerous to animals, so be careful not to spill any where an animal may get to it. I use this. I've used it for years. It's a container for icing, cake icing you buy at the store. Fill it up with distilled water. Put it in the container. Same amount of coolant or antifreeze. So that I can get a 50-50 mix of distilled water and the coolant. I keep going until I fill up the jug and then put it in the car. I'm going to keep filling it up till it gets right about there. All right, y'all, with the coolant, you want to run the engine until it gets up to operating temperature and that thermostat opens so it can start running through and burping itself. You get all the air out. You also want to turn on the heater and You can turn it to low fan or high fan, it doesn't really matter. You need this coolant to circulate through that heater core. Once all the bubbles are out, you can shut it down. Make sure you add to your reservoir if you need to. But we're going to turn on the engine now and see if this puppy works. All right, y'all, you see the air bubbles coming out? She's just purging the system of air bubbles. We want to make sure all those bubbles are gone. Turn on the heater all the way. And turn on that fan so that coolant can run through the heater core. That's important. Now we're just going to wait for the big bird to get up to operating temperature and open that thermostat. To help purge the system of air, squeeze the hose. Just squeeze that upper radiator hose. And it'll push some of the air out of the system. See that? So once you get the engine to operating temperature and that thermostat opens, it'll purge more air. You want to make sure there are no bubbles coming through there when you're done. This is the first time I've used a no-spill funnel. I like the concept and it helps bleed out the air. All right, y'all, she's heating up. I recommend you wear eye protection because this will bubble out. So make sure you put some good safety glasses on. You don't want that in your eyes. After you finish burping the system, you want to make sure you put some coolant in the reservoir. If you've emptied that out, I put it about mid-level. Y'all see those bubbles coming up? You want to make sure you run that engine until you see no more bubbles coming up. You got to purge that entire system of air. All right, y'all, no more bubbles. So I'm going to shut off the car. All right, y'all, there were no more bubbles, so we turned the engine off. We're going to let the engine cool down, and then we're going to put the plunger in and remove the no-spill funnel. After the engine's cooled and you've removed the funnel from the radiator, top off your reservoir, then you're done draining and refilling your coolant. Hope it helps, and happy DIYing.